channel. My name is Cristina and I come to you from Lisbon, Portugal. Today is the 17th of May of 2024 and this video is a little bit a mixture of things because my knitting projects are also related to reading, and this is because I subscribed to Kate Davis Club, Summer Mystery Club, that's how it's called, I think. And this club, the theme of the club are the books by a British writer called Margery Allingham. I had never heard about her, but she wrote crime fiction more or less in parallel with Agatha Christie. She has a book series where the hero of the series, the main character, is called Campion, and Kate Davis decided to pick up 10 of the books from the series. I think the series has 21 books, but she decided to pick up 10 of those books, and she proposes that we read one every fortnight, and the patterns that she releases, also one every fortnight, are related to the book we are reading. Also, there is a mystery call, knit along, which is related to the last book we are going to read. And it's a shawl, we know that already, and Clue 1 has already been released. So, can show you what I've been doing in relation to that, but also what I did. So the first book that she proposes us that we read is Sweet Danger, which is I'm looking at my Goodreads here in the app, here in the phone, and Sweet Danger is Albert Campion mystery number 5. So what I decided to do after I read the first one, because I didn't want to read in advance all the other books that she chose, I decided to read books 1 to 4. So I read The Crime at Black Dudley, Mystery Mile, Look to the Lady, Police at the Funeral, and then I didn't have more books to read, so I decided to pick the books more that are late in the series, but that she didn't choose for this read along, knit along, and mystery along. Okay, so I read The Case of the Late Pig, which is number 8 from the series, and I am currently reading The Fashion in Shrouds, which is number 10 in the series, and both these, number 8 and number 10, are not in the 10 books that she picked up. So that's how this is related to books as well, because I don't know, I am also trying to finish my reading of Little Dorrit by Charles Dickens. That's a big book that I started reading and am almost at the end. But I am in the mood for mystery series. So even the other day I watched Alice and the Giant Bookshelf, and she talked about 5 series that she is reading, and crime thrillers, and one that she has finished, and I was so tempted to start the one she has finished, and I want to see the other 2. So because that's what I'm in the mood for. I am or was pleasantly surprised by this mysteries by Margery Allingham, because I love classic books, and the time 20th century, the time where the stories are set. I love that, so I'm really enjoying reading these books. They are quite different. For example, in the first book, the main character is not Albert Campion. He's almost like a secondary character. Of course, we see that he has an important role then, but all the perspective of the story is not from his view, and so on. There is another book, I don't know if it's the second one or the third one I read, where it's narrative, so first person narrative, where Albert Campion is narrating the story, and I think that it's the only case where that happens. So we see the style of writing is different, which in my opinion it makes it more interesting. I like that. So I am really enjoying this series, and I look forward to read all the 20 books plus one. I think that the last one was finished by the author's husband, because she died of cancer and she left a manuscript, and so I think that her husband finished it for her. Okay, so that's what I'm reading right now. I was trying to think if I finished the second book in the oh my god, Stormlight Archive. So I finished the second book, and I am going to start, as soon as I finish Little Dorrit, I'm going to start the third book in the series. And so now that I talked about the books, let's start with the knitting. So in relation to this series, the first pattern that she released is, and I can try to put here a picture of the pattern as she put, but it's a top, and it's based on one character from Sweet Danger, which is the first book, book number 5 in the series, Sweet Danger. And the character, actually I learned something, because I didn't know that cars at the beginning of the 20th century, they were electric cars. So before petrol arrived and combustion engines arrived, they were electric engines. And so there's a character in the book, Amanda Fitton, and she has a car, and she uses the water mills and things like that to produce electricity. And so the top is called Fitton's Dynamo, and it is a top, sleeveless top, but well, the sleeves are more or less like this one, because the top has a stretcher like this, and in the middle you have kind of a zigzag structure that is the dynamo, so electricity, and that's how it is. So it's a top, the top is knitted front and back, and then the two sides are joined with I-cords. And I just knitted a bit, because I've been occupied with other stuff that I'm going to talk about in a minute. So the yarn I found is I am rearranging my craft room. It's a mess now. That's why I'm not there now, because it's a complete mess. But it's causing problems to me, because I'm starting lots of things, because I'm looking at my yarn and then I want to start everything. But one of the things, or in this case it was a good thing, because this pattern requires either 500 meters of decay or 1000 meters of fingering held double. And I found, this is not decay, but the gauge is exactly what she asks for, 20 stitches by 10 centimeters. And this is, I have 3 balls, skeins, I don't know, of this yarn, which is pure wool superwash worsted by Rowan, because this was a gift from my subscription of the Rowan magazine some years ago. And so I have 3 of these, and they are each 200 meters, so it's enough to make the top. And I'm looking forward for all the other patterns from the club, because it's always how this function is that Kate Davies releases a pattern every fortnight, and in the other alternate weeks she releases an essay. They are always very interesting and very well illustrated with great photos. And then in the end she compiles everything in a book that we receive. So that's how the club works. This one in particular also has the clues extra releases, because it's the clues for the mystery shawl. I'm going to show you my beginning of the mystery shawl, so if you don't want to see spoilers, perhaps you shouldn't look at this, but it's not much. So we were told to find 5 colors that would be one light, 1 dark, and then 2 medium and 1 pop. That's how she mentions, and she tells us how many meters and grams we should have from each. I am using this is a yarn similar to the one she uses. I think it's the same actually, but this comes from the mill in Ireland. I don't remember the name of the yarn, but I will put it in the description box. But I have only the very beginning, and mine is looking like this. I don't know if I'm happy with my color choice, but that's how it is for now. I'll tell you, I'll show you. I have my light color. It's not very light, but it's this one. It's a light gray. This is a wool and mohair yarn with a little bit of tweed effect. This is my dark color. The 2 mediums are, I am trying to grab them, sorry, my color C, D, and then my pop is a light color. I don't know how it's going to be, this one here, okay? And that's how it's looking. I am very curious about this shawl as well, but I don't know much about it because it's a mystery shawl. Okay, the other thing I started was another top, a summer top or spring top more, because I again was rearranging my yarn, and I found this yarn here, and this is Jardim by Rosários 4, which is a Portuguese mill, and this yarn is 45% cotton, 55 superwash wool. So, and I started a pattern that I had bought as soon as it got out, and I never worked with it, but now I am actually very pleased with it. I am making tea number 1. I will also put an image here by my favorite things knitwear. So this is what I've done until now. We start by the shoulders, so 1 shoulder and the other shoulder here, and then can you see I blocked the beginning of the shoulder to check my gauge, and it's very visible that this one is blocked and this part is not. And then I started with the back. Of course, I would be much more advanced if I hadn't started all the other projects I did. So, and there's one which is the worst offender of all. So, t-shirt number 1, or T number 1 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I don't remember, but I think I'm using 3mm needles for this one, and I don't know, Amanda, no, Fitton's Dynamo, I think it's 4mm or 3.5, I'm not sure. And then another thing I'm doing is, some time ago I showed the cover of this book, because I made this guy here. This is a very lovely book, actually. This is a book, Dinosaurs, Mammoths, and More Prehistoric Amigurumi. And you have several dinosaurs and prehistoric animals, like the saber-toothed tiger, which I love and I'm going to make. I have to show you. This one here. He's so cute. I need to make this. But last year I made, for my son's little sister, he has a sister that is going to be 6 at the end of May. And he told me that she loves dinosaurs. So last year I made her, where is it? I think it's a stegosaurus. Where is it? Oh, yeah. I made this. I showed this in the channel. So I made this toy. I think this was my first serious entry in amigurumi. I was not very happy with it, because I think that I'm not very good at sewing things, and all these spines here or pikes are sewn, and the legs and even these things here. But anyway, she loved it, so I decided that this year I would make another one which I think it's lovely, which is, where is it? It's here. The Petra the Pterodactyl. Here. And she's so cute. So I started, but now I am in a, let me show you what I've made until now. So actually I started with the wings, the lighter green part of the wings. Let me show you again. Because I was not at home, and when I started, so I didn't have any stuffing with me. But let me show you here. Okay. So here, this part that they call the web part of the wings, that's where I started. And now I'm making this here and these things here, but they are the most difficult part in all the project, because you're working with a 3.5 hook with a tiny, very tiny circle. So I haven't finished the first one, the big one. This is what I'm doing, but the beginning here was quite difficult, because it's very difficult to work with such. The yarn is a little bit thick. The yarn I'm using is from the Brazilian make Círculo. It's a yarn made on purpose for amigurumi. I have this color, which I don't know the name because it didn't come with the label. And the lighter green is this one here. And this one, there's a color here, which is periquito, which is parakeet, so that's the lighter green. But this is not very nice to make, not comfortable, it's difficult. The rest is very easy, and I was going to show you what I have. So his legs are already attached, or her, the girl, Petra, and now I need to make the structure of the wings, and then only the belly is a white part here that it's sewn on the top. But I think that when I was sewing the head to the body, some stuffing came out. I have to clean this then, because we can see little bits of stuffing that came out with the needle. So this is my pterodactyl. I love him, or her, because it's a girl, it seems. Okay. Oops, can't see it, but now I am going to talk about the reason why everything is delayed. I should have finished the pterodactyl already, because I made the body and the head in 2 days, I think. The reason is that I am also involved in another CAL, but this one is with a C. It's a crochet along, and it's the crochet along of the blanket Spirit of Flora by Janie Crow. I don't know if you've seen it. I'll put an image of the complete blanket here, but she is re-releasing her pattern, because the pattern was originally released in British crochet magazine, which I can't remember the name, but it's not... there are 2 magazines. One is one that I see more often than the other, but now I cannot remember their names. Anyway, after the 12 months of posting the squares, each square of the blanket on that magazine, she got the rights to the blanket again, and she's now so she decided to start a crochet along where every 4, so there are 12 motifs, and she releases 4 each time. One was in the first 4 squares were released in the 23rd or 24th of April, sorry. Then on the 19th of June, 4 more squares are coming out, and then it's the 17th of August or something like that, the final 4 are coming out. And so I again caved in and decided to start making these squares. The problem is that they are very addictive. I have here what is called Moffat flower, and I must say that this was not at all easy for me, which is surprising, because this is a much easier pattern than the other one, which I will show you in a minute. But the other one, I did the 4 squares in 2 days with no problems. This one, well, I was also taking some medicine that I think that made me very sleepy, and I couldn't concentrate. So I was forever making mistakes in this line here, but constantly making mistakes. But worst of all, I started by doing this beginning with, instead of, you can see this are 8 beats like this, and I did 9 in the 4 squares. So I reached this part, because I'm doing them in series, so I reached this row of the picots row in the 4 squares, when I noticed that I had 4 arms, and then, oh no, I had to rip everything out and restart again. And then when I reached this row again, I was always making mistakes, always making stupid mistakes, like forgetting something, or anyway. Finally, I managed to go on and finish this row. Then I did these two rows, the dark green and the lighter green. And then when I was in the frame part, I noticed that one of the light green parts was also wrong, because I had forgotten one of these spaces here. I don't know how I did it, but anyway, they are all now finished, the 4 moffat flowers. Now I'm going to show you the first one I made, which is, in my opinion, I love them, and they are the Merton Abbey squares, and here they are. I love this. I think that this, while we are doing, there are moments where everything is a mess, but then, like magically, they turn into squares and everything works out. I don't know how she does it, how they do it, but it's amazing, and I am very, very happy with these 4. So here they are. So I have 8 more squares to do from this group of squares she released. I am using a yarn by Rosarios 4, that Portuguese mill, and it's 100% cotton. I tried to use some acrylic yarn for the first time and it didn't go well. I had some rashes in my fingers and I didn't like it at all. So I decided to go and try to use similar colors with cotton yarn. My reasoning was that if I didn't like the result, I would use that cotton yarn for amigurumi, because it's very appropriate, this yarn, to make amigurumi dolls and other toys. So this is what I've been doing. Now I'd like you to show you something that arrived here yesterday. Ta-da! So this is the latest book by Meteor Books, which is the same publisher of this book here, and this arrived just yesterday. I had pre-ordered the book, and all this book, some of Meteor Books are contributions of several designers, some are made by one designer. This is the case. These are, I have here inside, there's a postcard, and the designer is Ilaria Khalidi, which I think in Instagram she's Airali, I think, which is her Ilaria name read backwards. And so these are how many? 19 amigurumi birds, and they are so cute. I'm going to show you very quickly. This has the same structure as all Meteor books have, where in the beginning they have first they have an illustration of all the birds. So there are 19 here. And then you have basic materials, what you should know before you start, and then stitch instructions. And one of the things that I like is that for every stitch they have a code here, a QR code, where you can scan and watch a video of the stitch being made. So lots of stitch instructions. I really like them, actually. They are very, very good. All the stitches that are used are explained here at the beginning. And then you start with the birds. So you have, for each bird, you have a large picture, and then you have lots of small pictures showing how you make the bird. And then there are other pictures, lots and lots of pictures, detailed pictures of how you make them, and some pictures of the bird. So this is, what is his name? Urbano the hoopoe, okay? And you can have, here it is another picture of him. They are all so cute. The next one is Blush the flamingo. Here he is. Lots and lots of detailed pictures. And okay, next you have Celeste the budgie and Soul the cockatiel. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure. So they are similar, their structure. So she joins them here. Then you have Magda the magpie. So sweet. Pip the kiwi, Barry the pink robin, and Neve the Shimaenaga? I don't know. Look. Again, the body is the same, only the details vary. Then you have Duca the mallard. Viola the pigeon. Here is another large picture of the pigeon. Let me show you. So cute. Much cuter than the original. Then you have Button the saw-whet owl. I don't know what. Of course, every animal has a story, as in all these books. So lots of explanations. Oh, I love this one. Argo the peacock. He's lovely. His tail is beautiful. Look at his tail here. Seen back from the back. Okay. Scoop the pelican. Toko the toucan. Floriana the hen and the little chick. So you have a hen and a chick. Yade again. Emerald Quetzal. Again, you have lots and lots of pictures explaining in detail what you're supposed to do. Dune the ostrich. So well done, this one. Look at her. Very good. Tax the puffin. So cute. Well, puffins are cute in reality. So this is the last one. So the puffin is the last one here in the book. Then you have, of course, a thank you page with some more images and the designer here. And the book has French flaps and it's written in US terms. All the explanations are very clear, lots and lots of images for each design, and I love it. I love it. I love these books. I told you already, I try to collect them all the Meteor books. There's one I'm missing and I'm trying to get it. Let's see, because it's sold out in the publishers. So let's see if I can. And but I love this. So this was pre-ordered some months ago. I received, when we pre-order, we immediately received the PDF, which I love because when I'm making my toys, I prefer to follow the PDF in my iPad, where I can put lots of marks and things like that. So it's very easy to follow. And then when I'm choosing what to do, I'm always browsing my physical books. I like their smell, I like to browse and look at them. Every day I pick some to do just that. And so this is long enough. I'm going to stop here. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have many reading and crafting opportunities in your life. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.